I split 50 of Minecraft's best players into 3 different regions to see how they innovate, prosper, and use their unique skills to create the best civilization they can. After 2 weeks of progress, each group will be scored on how successful they grew their civilization and how well they defend and fight during Doomsday, when the walls separating them drop and PvP is enabled. Day 1 started off with Team Blue, who had spawned in the cold region of the map, which consisted of a coral reef ocean surrounded by a taiga and snowy tundra biome. Not too far from them was a village, which they quickly went to and raided with no mercy, and started trapping villagers to eventually begin breeding them for trade. With plenty of fish in the sea and crops from the village to begin farming, the blue team civilization was just getting started. The next team was the green civilization, who controlled the temperate part of the map, which undoubtedly had the most useful resources. From flowers, different wood types to sugarcane, these materials could come in handy for trading with other teams later on. Unlike the blue civilization, these guys had some humble beginnings. Okay, we got Sammy Uri, the man who's built the most insane redstone invention. He's mining straight down. Best player behavior? We'll find out. One of the members, Horace, also started terraforming a nice little crop farm by a witch hut, which doesn't look like much yet, but with the green region matching the exact style of some of his signature builds, their civilization is going to look nuts. Lastly, the red civilization was so far the most conjoined team yet, working their way into the village together, which they found their only food source to work with. They also had a mesa with some trees nearby, which they immediately went and started planting more of. If life wasn't hard enough already for the red team, they found themselves an intruder from the green civilization on their territory. Okay, so Parrot here decided that it would be a good idea to somehow get outside the border, break my events, and now he's a green team in red territory. Capital punishment. I trapped Parrot in a bedrock box to make an embarrassing example of him for exploiting my event. Capital punishment! You know, I do a little bit of tax fraud, but I never do something like this. I then suffocated him with sand and finished him off with a good old swipe. Anyways, each civilization continued to get resources from their villages, terrain, and caves, which led to blue team pulling the first of many godlike strategies. Wait, what is this supposed to be? Is this a chunk? Are they mining out this whole chunk? Blue team member Pingu was currently in the process of TNT duping a whole chunk to make a slime farm. This is because slime is a very vital resource to many redstone contraptions, including bomber planes to wipe out other civilizations on Doomsday. Meanwhile, the green civilization was making some great use of their vast resources to make their base look nice. They also went ahead and set up a pumpkin, cocoa bean, and witch farm, which only they had and could become very useful if they needed to trade. While it seemed like green was starting to develop a monopoly on the farmers markets, the red civilization had begun to make some agricultural moves themselves. Red biome progress is also looking fire. They are dominating the cactus economy right now. Whenever a cactus grows on this cactus farm, it'll break off into this funnel system where it either gets put into a double chest or into composters, which can then be used to get unlimited bone meal. Despite their 3 very different regions, every civilization shared an end portal in the very center of the map. The end dimension would be used as a trading hub for everyone, and the blue team had just gotten enough Eyes of Ender to go there. Jeez. That is an alpha play by blue. First to get to the end. Now, even though the blue team entered the end first, the green team decided to rush in and stream snipe the dragon before them, as well as snagging the one and only dragon egg, causing unrest in the blue team. With that, day 1 had ended, but when I say these pro civilization growth is going to be exponential, I mean it. Because right on day 2, red team members Sloime and Matt Wings built this incredibly fast Enderman farm. When building a tower away from the main end island and manipulating Enderman spawn by loading only those chunks, you can cause them to spawn and pile up inside of this tower, where you can kill them easily for a quick 30 levels in less than 3 minutes. What was even more genius of this was that Pi, who was also on the red team, had made the bridge outwards to it out of black glass panes, so none of the other civilizations would be able to see it. Eventually, the blue team would find it though. As we can see, Clown Pierce here used it to get fully enchanted netherite armor along with a few other team members. Besides perhaps now being the most geared and powerful civilization on the server, blue team was now the first to complete a fully functional slime farm, which was working around the clock. Blue and red weren't the only civilizations working their way up in the world though, because the green civilization was absolutely flourishing. Ooh, okay, what is going on here? Maybe it was their humble beginnings gathering food, or their unique nature surrounding them. Things were for sure coming together. Not only did they have this very efficient slime farm, but they also had this overpowered iron farm. Ooh. my gosh, look at that. That is brutal. Oh, there it goes. There's Bruno. By placing these villagers in each corner of the sky platform with a pillager in the middle, the game gets confused and spawns an iron golem to help save the villager. The iron golem will then immediately fall to its death, where its iron drops will be collected by the player. The red civilization had also built an iron farm like this so they could automate such an item, as well as making a solid slime farm of their own. But who really cares about some silly slime farm when Pi from the red team built this genius automatic sheep shearing farm? By manipulating the sheep's AI pathfinding abilities with this maze, you can shear one of the sheep, who will then work its way all the way back up to the top of the maze, and by the time it gets back down to you, it's ready to be sheared again. Moving back to the blue civilization, business was absolutely thriving. Not only did blue have villagers in holes, but also in the nether. Let's go! Another thing blue was working towards was collecting obsidian, and I kid you not, when I entered the end to check up on Clown Pierce, my man was mining an entire obsidian monolith. With this obsidian, he built a bunch of giant nether portals underground, where he can farm gold from piglins who trap themselves after entering. He said that he was collecting this gold to make golden apples, which would give him a huge advantage in combat on Doomsday. While Clown Pierce was farming gold, Pingu was going nuts in the nether, pushing his redstone to the test and automating netherite. Oh, there you go. Yo, it worked.
Yo.
Oh my gosh, we got a 3 vein right here. Back in the overworld, the green civilization had outdone themselves again, because on the 3rd day, they completely transformed their base. Yo! What? Bruh, this is sick. No way. Yo! By using their unique jungle landscape, the green team had terraformed an entire river with some houses next to it, started their main cave base with this neat little redstone door, as well as some very unique farms. Nah, don't tell me this is a sheep freaking... Oh no, it's an automatic sheep dispenser. Kinda disappointed. And of course, just like any upcoming world superpower, green also went ahead and killed off an entire forest and industrialized it with stone. This was all for a good cause though, don't worry, as they needed this flat terrain to use their raid farm, which proved to be extremely profitable. By manipulating the game with this tall villager machine in the sky, you can cause a raid to happen whenever and wherever you want. When the raid starts, the pillagers will spawn on this floating ice platform up above, which they will then fall into the death chamber where the player is waiting to kill them. This is easily one of the most economically efficient farms in the entire game, since it produces so many emeralds, as well as giving you access to dozens of different loot drops. With each civilization now getting a solid grasp on materials, they all started gearing up and building defenses for Doomsday. Well, at least most of them. A few of the blue team members thought it would be funny to try and break through the giant bedrock wall. Nah, no way. Little did I know, not too long after this, they would successfully break through with this piston TNT method and pull a lick on the red team. 3 cactuses. Absolutely barbaric. Whilst blue and red tension stood high over the cactus thieves, green was once again keeping to themselves, strategizing for when the walls dropped on Doomsday.
This is what will be the bunker. So when the fighting starts, we're gonna be all going in here. So we're gonna be kind of doing like guerrilla warfare, where we're just staying in our own territory, and we're gonna have a lot of traps set up.
Just like the genius military general Sun Tzu, Quentin made a plan of setting up a whole decoy town outside of their main bunker in the mountain, with each house being rigged with several tons of explosive traps ready to be set off for when the enemy civilizations invaded. A successful civilization must have a smart war tactic, but green wasn't the only ones pondering about the future battle.
Check this one, check this chest.
Yep. Oh,
yeah.
Dang. Over the past 2 days, Phelps from the red team had been mining out several of the end monoliths for obsidian, which he then planned to use to build a gigantic mega obsidian defense to keep intruders out. Each civilization continued to work on their bases and gear up for the eventual Doomsday by setting up different farms like sea kelp, carpet, cobblestone, as well as more slime farms. They even went ahead and flooded out the entire end island to speed up production on the community enderman farm. And now, it was at this moment the tides had changed, because using all of these beginner farms, they could get down to the real business. I've just TP'd to blue team, and they currently have a whole tunnel bore system ready to go to get stacked on netherite. Just killed it in... Bro, no way! Ingu and Spay would continue building onto this tunnel board till netherite was absolutely no problem for the blue civilization. Angard from the green civilization also went brazy by building this insane automatic tree farm. Oh my gosh, that is fast. Using this crazy redstone contraption, green team will basically never have to mine trees again, as this farm can gather over 2,000 trees an hour automatically. The red civilization had also went and made a big move, and 3 days later they've mined 7 whole chunks. Not only did red now have a monopoly on the slime markets, but they also went ahead and made a farm I had never seen before. What the hell, bruh? Nah, what is this up here? A wandering trader farm? Normally I commit horrible crimes upon wandering trader, but Nicoiler from the red team was using this giant sky platform to get them to spawn as much as possible to get trades like coral, which they can't actually get in their region without trading with blue. Green team had also been trying to be more self-sufficient because they went ahead and got a huge bag with their new pigmen and raid farm. Holy... Alright, Jeff Bezos, chill. Not only was Green Team possibly the richest civilization now, the inside of their bunker base was looking splendid. And on top of all that, they even had a to-do list board in the middle of their base as they were trying to stay organized and on top of things. Now, although Blue Team might have not been the richest civilization on the server anymore, they had been making some nice houses and even invited some new friends to their party. Damn, he got the fresh kicks though. What are you doing on the roof, bruh? The door down there. Why they trap my mans like that? Free Jerome, bro. What the? Wait, what? Why didn't I know about this party? Wait a sec. Red was having a party and didn't invite me either? It seems like you have some children now.
It seems so, yeah. I was asking if we can keep them.
What the? You even had half-naked men at the party. Alright, so up until now, most of the players had been focusing on auto farms, but on the 8th day, you could really see some of the pro builders coming into play. Like the blue team, who seemed to be going for a more medieval type feel with stone walls to keep any enemies out. But compared to green's home improvements, blue's what's chump chain? Bruh, yo, look at this dude, bro. This looks actually insane. Quinton from the green team had completely transformed this entire mountain into their main base centerpiece. Their base had this cool Aztec feel, and bruh, unless their intruder is this dude right here, there's no way anyone's climbing that. Around this same time, Red had done some terraforming and also began some seriously nuts work on their base. Dude, they built a pyramid! Oh my gosh, when did this happen? This literally happened overnight. Now, Red and Green would continue to work on their civilization infrastructure, but Blue started steering away from their building and focusing on other projects. Hold up, they're building a canal over here. Yo, what? Led by A1306, he planned to mine out this entire perimeter by using a massive array of TNT bomber planes. Honestly, I'm not sure why. Maybe it was to assert dominance on the other civilizations or to do something bigger than I can think of. After a while of being in the overworld, I finally went to go see what the best players were doing in the nether again. Holy bruh, what is this thing? What in the world? Now, for the next following 3 days up until Doomsday, each team went hard at work to become the most developed, successful, and powerful civilization they possibly could. And when I tell you these are the best players out there, I mean it, because this is what Red's region looked like at the start, and here is what it looks like now. Oh my gosh.
This is crazy.
Going along with their desert region theme, the Red civilization built this massive pyramid where the main structure stores all of their items in different farms. The most notable being countless auto food farms, nether tree farm, auto obsidian farms, among many others. They even had houses and other buildings outside for its inhabitants, but the craziest part of their civilization had to be their military. Starting off, Pi and Phelps transported an entire ghast from the nether into the shooting chamber in the sky, where they can harness its fireballs to punch onto intruders down below. They also had engineered several TNT flying machines on every inch of the bedrock walls, which will automatically detect when the bedrock disappears and will immediately start raining havoc on the other civilization. With a thriving economy, great infrastructure, and even a sip over Sphinx religion with some very built-to-scale cheeks, the Red civilization was looking like a solid investment. Now let's go check out what the Blue civilization accomplished. Holy bro, they finished it. They finished. Oh! After days of running defending their world eater, the blue civilization had finally finished their gigantic hole. I didn't do that, they did, but subscribe anyway. They also had a pretty solid tree farm built by Dual Boy, a raid farm, and once again, Clown Pierce's gold farm using these giant nether portals. Military-wise, they had a few TNT bombers lined up and ready to go, as well as this really interesting stationary cannon which fires dupe TNT in a spread, most likely to defend against incoming missiles. A1 through 6, you spent so much time on that perimeter. What's your final words?
Subscribe to Sip Over, and if you don't, I'll do that on your house.
Perhaps Blue's pride of creating this giant perimeter distracted them from prospering economically and imperialistically. But let's go check up on how crazy Green had made their civilization. Yo!
Nah, it looks so good in the jungle.
Using their jungly region, they made an absolutely insane looking base with a giant cathedral as their centerpiece, a village on the outside, and a furnished cave system housing their different farms like their auto tree farm and kelp farm. Although maybe not as economically developed as the red civilization, Green Team had put together an unbelievable war strategy that I would have never expected. First of all, leading into their cathedral was a tunnel trap made by Purple Dragon Nuke where once someone walked into it, it would trigger, dropping them into an unescapable obsidian pit where dozens of witches are waiting to kill them. Then, all the way behind their civilization, Cades had engineered an entire lineup of sophisticated TNT bomber planes that would fly up but only start dropping TNT once they had actually reached the other civilization. And now, possibly the craziest Minecraft thing I've ever seen, Angarn, Quinton, and Grizz had literally made an immortality machine. All the way underground in this bunker they dug out, they had an ender pearl stasis chamber that could teleport them back if they ever found themselves in danger. Nothing crazy, but by using this update suppressor, the stasis chamber will automatically detect when their inventory runs out of totems and will immediately teleport them back before death. The perfect mix of offense, defense, and deception. Now let's drop the walls between them and watch each civilization filled with the world's best PvPers, redstoners, and builders fight to the death. There it goes! Oh my god!
This is wild.
As soon as the walls dropped, green and blue civilizations were immediately bombarded with red's countless TNT bombers. And while blue's stationary TNT cannon stopped some of them, green had an absolute god strat to defending their homeland. Yo, look at this dude up here. Dude, this is literally World War III right now. Similar to how Pi was shooting gas fireballs from up above, green team members transported fireballs into these small watchtowers to throw out any oncoming TNT dupers from red to destroy them before they exploded their base. This worked incredibly well, causing only minor damage from red, but blue's base on the other hand, wait, oh wow, blue really is getting hit hard by these flying machines right now. Blue unfortunately got dunked on by red's TNT dupers, and the ones that they set up prior got stopped early by red blocking them off. It was also at this time green's smart artillery from the back of their base was finally reaching the other civilization. But even with 2 whole weeks, they made the moment of forgetting to actually load the bombers themselves. With all the redstone artillery having run its destructive course, each civilization moved in to attack each other with hand-to-hand combat. Oh my god, there's a whole war breaking out over here. Oh my god. Most of the fighting was taking place in the center of the map, and this is where we would really start to see some of the weak get weeded out. Oh damn.
Ooh, that was a massacre.
While some redstone players and builders like Pi and Nicoiler provided aerial support with fireballs, most of them were relying on their PvPers to protect them and their civilization. Oh, rip. Oh, he just did the thing! And just like that, Dark Phoenix from the green team was immediately teleported safely away from Clown Pierce once they had no more totems in their inventory. This strategy itself was game-changing for green, because as blue and red civilization numbers slowly dwindled due to combat, they maintained almost all of their players. This guy, his whole team is fighting for their lives, and he's chilling on his Eiffel Tower.
You gotta respect this.
Not only was green keeping their players alive, but they had also just caught Frankie, one of blue's best PvPers in their witch trap. Oh my god, they got one guy. This is actually brutal. Oh, he's block glitch. Oh my god, he got out. Somehow Frankie had managed to escape green's defense trap alive, which just goes to show how insane these guys are. Now with about 18 total players left, the world border started to close in on the civilizations, which led to one of red's most valued players to die.
Oh no, Pi just died.
No! Pi, you put up a good fight, man.
Yeah, I'm not really into PvP, so I was just trying to survive.
We salute you.
With the red team hanging on by a thread to survive, the green team still outnumbered everyone else and was now targeting blue. Oh, they're all on Frankie. This is big. He's literally getting 1v7 right now. The borders had now completely shrunk, leaving blue and green to mosh pit it out, while the last red team members like KBDT took refuge in holes underground. Oh my god. Come on, bro. You're supposed to be the best Minecraft player. He must be a dang redstoner.
Oh, 366 died. Ooh.
That left Frankie from the blue team to take on 9 green members all alone. Oh my god, pit fight, pit fight, pit fight.
No, he escaped. This dude's crazy at escaping.
Frankie's crashed. Just like how we escaped the witch trap earlier, Frankie was moving like a tank until his luck finally ran out.
Ooh. He just got dropped.
No way. That left KBDT to clutch up. Never mind. Now McYum and I will score which civilization was the best overall, and we'll also get a $3,000 prize. Starting off, the blue team got a total score of 11 out of 20. The red team went ahead and snagged a 16 out of 20, which only left green. I would say green was solid. I'm gonna give them a 4.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking 4 too. Honestly, I gotta give him a 5 for the doomsday. I'm not gonna lie.
I would give them a 5, but their TNT dupers didn't work. I'm gonna give them a 4. And that means that green caught the dub as Minecraft's greatest civilization. This video took so long to make. I literally put my heart and soul into it. So if you guys can please subscribe if you want to see more like it. And if you actually enjoyed it, thank you so much.